Hello and welcome to Yoga Break. I'm Rhonda.
And I'm Doris.
And we're so glad that you could join us today. So take some time away from your busy schedule. Take some time to relax, to rejuvenate, and renew with us. And if you're interested in real teachers and live classes, we'd love to see you at Vallejo Yoga at 532 Georgia Street. You can also visit us at our website at www.vallejoyoga.com. So today we're going to be focusing a little bit on twists and side stretches. Twists are very good to remove the toxins from our body, from our bloodstream. They also help to tonify the muscles in the hips, the waist, and the low back. And they're also just very good for feeling better, feeling rejuvenated. So find a comfortable place to sit and bring a blanket underneath your hips so your hips are slightly elevated. And as with any practice, when you begin, come to meet your breath and just let your eyes close so that you can begin to bring your awareness and your attention inside. Less on the things that you're doing or that are happening around you, but more on what is happening inside. And just follow your breath for a few rounds. Let your shoulders roll back and down away from your ears. Elongate through your spine. Let your heart center be open and the crown of your head just gently lifted toward the sky. And just be with this centered presence that you're beginning to practice just for the next few rounds of breath. And then remaining with your breath and with that quiet place, we're just going to turn to the left and come into a twist, a seated twist. So draw your shoulders back, expand through your heart center. Use your right hand on the outside of your left thigh for a little leverage if you wish to further twist. Press a little into your sit bones. Just feel this breath again as you breathe and expand and release. Expand with your inhalation. Release a little further into your twist with your exhalation. And then next inhalation, we're just going to turn the head forward and then let the rest of your body come forward as well. Exhale. And then as you take another inhalation, expand, and with the exhalation, turn again to the other side. So twist on the other side, pressing into your sit bones, drawing your shoulder blades toward each other. Be with your breath, just letting yourself be centered in this twist. Feeling it open somewhat on its own, your body starts to open. Less resistance as you breathe with awareness. And then next inhalation, turn your head forward and then just unwind out of that twist. I'm going to bring the legs out in front of us next and just straighten your legs, lots of energy in the legs, and reach your toes up toward the ceiling. And they're going to come into what is called a staff pose, Dandasana. So the hands are down on the floor. Draw your shoulder blades back and just draw your navel slightly in so that you're in this right angle of a pose. And the next inhalation, we're going to bend the left knee and bring it up. And then take your right hand just around your knee and then lift your left arm up overhead, sweep it around, back behind you, and another twist. So you can take this right elbow around the knee, or if it's there for you, you might bring the elbow on the outside of the knee, opening up your heart center. Breathe through all parts of your body. So try not to just be breathing in the chest, but breathe right from the depths of your belly all the way up. Relax as you exhale, maybe a little further into the twist. Draw your shoulders down. And then your next inhalation, again, we're going to turn forward and just release back out of that twist and come back into your staff pose. Draw the shoulders back. Lift up through your heart center and elongate through your spine. And then we'll do the same on the other side, bending the right knee. Lift your right arm up and behind you, and either take this left arm around your knee or on the outside of it, whichever is the right place for you. So remember, this is your practice, so find what works for you. So press a little into the ball of your right foot on the floor so that that foot and leg is fully engaged, as well as the leg that's stretched out on the floor. And breathe into this opening of the twist. And then with your next inhalation, turn again, looking forward. Release out of the twist, bring your legs back out in front of you. And then from here, we're going to come around onto our abdomen. So we'll just take the blanket out of our way and come into Sphinx pose. So in Sphinx pose, we have the elbows right underneath our shoulders. The forearms are parallel to each other. Press into your forearms. Lift a little on your navel center to keep the compression out of your low back. Your shins and calves are activated. The quads are activated. Letting all the muscles in your face relax. The serenity of the Sphinx in the face. And then we're going to turn to the left. So we're going to bring our hands over, just walking a little to your left. Again, for that twist, a little bit of a stretch in the right side of your body. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades toward each other. Keep the tops of your feet on the floor. Breathing deeply. Next inhalation, come back to your center, and then just walk your hands right on over to the right side. And breathe into your Sphinx on the other side. So this is twist that we're going to feel slightly in the left side, stretching out. Being mindful of your low back. If you have too much pressure in your low back, you can always move your hands further out to reduce that back bend. Next inhalation, come back to your center. And then just bring your palms together and let your head rest down onto the tops of your hands on the mat. Completely relax, release, let go. And then next inhalation, bring your hands to the floor. We're going to come up into a table position. So the knees are right underneath the hips. The hands are right underneath your shoulders. We're going to engage our core just a little bit and do a cow-cat movement here. So as you inhale, lift the crown of your head and your sit bones up toward the sky. Draw your shoulder blades toward each other. And as you exhale, round up into a cat position. Angry cat that you see rounding up its spine. Let your head drop toward the earth. And when you naturally inhale, come back into this cow position. And when you naturally exhale, come into your cat position. This is a great movement to do in the mornings or even in the evenings if you don't have a lot of time to practice This is a really good way to keep working with your spine. And the next time that you come into your cat position, then come into that center, just finding neutral here, back into the table. And then we're going to stretch a little side to side again. So as you exhale the next time, look over your left elbow toward your left hip. Inhale to your center and look over your right elbow toward your right hip. Inhaling to the center, exhaling to the side. Again, a great way to stretch around the muscles around your spine, helps to strengthen and support our backs, as well as all the internal organs getting a good massage. And you can do this as many times as you want, but today we're going to come back to the center and release there. We're going to take the toes now and tuck them and sit back into an extended child pose. And then we're going to walk the hands again over to the left, just like we did in Sphinx. You might lift up your belly organs just a little, lift everything up and over to the left, maybe on the finger pads, pressing back. And then inhaling to your center and exhaling on around to your right side, stretching the left side. Next, inhale, come back to your center, and then drop the tops of your feet to the floor. We're going to come to child pose. You might bring your knees out to the edge of the mat if you wish. You can have your hands right out in front of you, or if you prefer, bring them back beside you and just let your head rest down onto the floor. Breathe into your spine, breathe up into your back body, and completely release and relax.
I'll take another 2 breaths here. And then we'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders and press into your hands and start to lift your chest up. Sit back onto your heels and we'll bring the knees together. The next couple of poses we're going to be on our knees, so if you want you can bring a blanket onto the floor because we'll be kneeling. So we'll start on the knees and bring your left leg out to the side. So you want to line up the left ankle with your left hip, and we'll try to have the foot turning straight ahead, but if you need to turn it out to the side, if that feels better, you could do it that way as well. So we'll bring the left arm on top of the leg, the palm up, and then we're going to breathe in and raise the right arm up. You can raise it out to the side like Rhonda did, or straight up, depending on what feels best on your shoulder. And on your next exhale, we're going to take a side bend. So just slide the left arm, left hand down the leg, reach over with the right arm, and keep the chest open, turning upward. Breathe into the right side of the rib cage. Feel the left side contracting. And then on your next inhale, we'll lift up. And then as you exhale, bring that right arm down by your side. And then we'll bring the left knee down to the floor. And we'll take the right leg out to the side next. Try to line up the ankle with your hip. Turn your right palm up. And then inhale, lift the left arm. And then as you exhale, side bend to the right. keeping the chest open. Breathe deep and full. And then on your next inhale, we'll raise back up. Exhale, bring the arm down. And then we'll bring the knee in. And we'll sit back on the heels. Sit back on the heels for a moment. Take a couple of breaths. Let your spine long, shoulders drop. All right, and then we're going to come forward again. And we'll come onto the knees. We're going to take the left foot forward first, and you can have your hands down on the floor. We're going to do a low lunge here, and we'll add a twist in. So hands could be on the floor, or if you have a block, you could bring your hands to blocks. So we're going to take the left hand to the lower back first. Turn your palm down, and your fingertips point down towards the tailbone. And then you're going to press into your right hand, lengthen your right arm, and then roll your left shoulder back. And you want to stay grounded in that left foot, your front foot. Really connect to the floor there. And then if you want to take it a little bit further, you can extend your left arm straight up. And keep turning the chest up. And then further still, if you wanted to, you could tuck the toes under on the back foot and straighten that leg. Lift the knee like Rhonda's doing now. One more breath. And if you have the knee lifted, we'll bring the right knee back down to the floor. Take your left hand down to the low back. Good. And then next exhale, we'll bring the hand down to the floor, and then step your left foot back. We'll do the other side. So bring the right foot forward. Take the right hand to the lower back. Lengthen up through the left arm and turn your belly towards your right leg. Roll your right shoulder back. And then you can raise the right arm if you're lifting that arm. Draw the left shoulder blade under the right one. And if you're going further still, tuck your left toes under and straighten the left knee. Give it one more breath. And then we'll bring the knee down to the floor. Right hand will come to the low back again. Roll the shoulder back, open the chest a little more. And then we'll bring the hand down. And then step the right foot back. We'll sit back on the heels again if you can. Let's take a couple of breaths here. And then next we're going to come forward onto all fours. Practice downward facing dog. So open your fingers up wide apart. You want to have the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees under the hips. Curl your toes under, and your feet are as wide apart as the knees. Press into your hands and engage your core muscles as you start to lift your hips up. Press your heels down. You might adjust the feet. You might need to walk the feet back a little further. We want the spine long and straight. Keep the arms strong, weight in your heels. All right, and then from here, next we're going to walk the feet forward. Walk them all the way up to the top of the mat, right in between your hands. And then we'll bring the hands to the hips. Now lengthen your spine, scoop your chest forward, and we'll lift up with a straight back. You can bend your knees if you need to bend the knees. All right, and then from here, we're going to step our feet apart. So the feet are parallel, and then we're going to turn the right foot out to the right, and then lift your arms up. This is triangle pose that we're going to practice next. So we'll reach out into our right arm, reach out over the right leg, and then bring the right hand down to the leg or the floor. Or if you do have a block, you could bring your hand to a block. Take the left arm straight up. Take another inhale, and if you'd like to add on, as you exhale, bring your left arm behind you. You're going to bend the elbow, roll the left shoulder back, twisting a little deeper. Take one more breath. And then we'll inhale, lift the left arm up, and then come all the way up to standing. You can bring the arms down to rest. We're going to turn the right foot into the left, and then turn the left foot to the left. Raise the arms, and we'll take triangle on the left side. So keep both legs really strong and straight, and get long through the left side of your body. All the way into the pose. And try to stack your arms one over the other. On your next exhale, take the arm behind you, bend the elbow, wrap the hand around the waist towards the inside of the leg. You could also do this just by placing the hand on the hip, if that feels better in your body. And take one more round of breath. And then we're going to inhale, lift that right arm up again. Exhale. Now root into both feet and inhale, lift back up. And then we're going to exhale, bring the arms down. So then we'll turn that left foot forward a little bit, but you're going to turn your feet out to the corners of your mat, or if you're not using a mat, the corners of the room. And then bend both knees so we're coming down into a squat. See if you can drop your hips down low. And then we're going to do a little side bend here. So we're going to take the right forearm to the top of the thigh. Palm's going to be up, and then we'll reach the left arm up and over. Now press into your right arm to help push that right leg back a little bit. Keep opening up through your inner thighs. One more breath. And then we're going to inhale. Go to the other side. Try to breathe smoothly and evenly. And next inhale, we'll lift up and then straighten the legs. Arms can come down, and then we'll walk the feet back together again. And then let's come to the top of the mat. Bring your hands together. And we'll inhale, raise the arms up. And exhale, fold forward. And take a couple rounds of breath here. Let your head hang down. Relax your shoulders. Relax your face. And take one more round of breath. And then we're going to step back into down dog. So step your left foot back. Step your right foot back, lift your hips again, and take 3 breaths. And we're going to bring the knees down to the floor, and then sit back on the heels again. Let the hands rest on top of the legs. Take a round or two of breath. Taking time to feel the effects of the work that you just did in those poses. And then next we're going to come down onto our backs. We're going to do a reclining twist. So we're going to lay down on the back and bring your arms out to the sides. So you want to have them shoulder height so the chest is wide open. And then we'll bend the knees in. We're going to drop the knees to the left first and take an inhale first. We'll drop the knees as we exhale. So always good to come into twist on the exhale. And then if you want, you can keep your head straight, or you could turn your head to the right, away from the knees. So relax your stomach while you're here. And take 2 more breaths.
Congratulations for
And then
choosing
we're
to
gonna
give yourself
roll the
gift.
head back to center and lift the knees. And then on an exhale, we're going to drop the knees to the right now. So keep the belly soft as you draw the knees over. Try to keep the shoulder blades grounded. You can have the head straight, or you could turn the head to the left. One more round of breath here. Bring the knees back up. And then place the feet onto the floor. And then let's take the right hand to the lower belly. And take your left hand right to your heart center. Just let the eyes close. And take a couple of deep breaths. Breathing into the lungs deeply, feeling the hands rise and fall with your breath. And then from here, we're going to come into Shavasana. So you'll extend one leg out at a time. Let the feet fall apart, relax the legs. Extend the arms out by your sides, and if your shoulder blades have rounded at all, kind of tuck your shoulder blades under. It'll be more comfortable if they're flat on the floor. And then relax the arms, the hands, the legs, the feet. Relax the face. This is Shavasana, our final resting pose. And it's just as important as all the other poses that we did today. It's the time that you give yourself to rest and relax and restore. And your body takes in all the work that you've been doing. So let the body soften. Try to let go of any tension in your body, in your mind. Let your breath soften. Let it come and go naturally, on its own. And then if you can, stay in this pose for the next 4 or 5 minutes. If you have more time is good. Thank you for joining us today for Yoga Break. We hope to see you again soon.